Hello there, dear colleagues, and a very warm welcome to everyone joining us. Let's go ahead and get our broadcast started for today. So let's take a close look at all the interesting and important things we have lined up for you. Let's get going. Today, as of Monday, the stock exchange has opened for us and we're already conducting trades. News is already coming out about the sale of Bitcoins by MicroStrategy. So let's take a look now regarding macro indicators. We have received data on the S&P on the non-manufacturing sector. The data came out as expected. That's basically it. Next, on Wednesday, data will be released on oil security, 10-year bonds, and the Federal Reserve will report on its medium-term achievements. On Thursday, initial jobless claims will be released. Initial claims and 30-year bond yields. So basically, there won't be anything particularly important here. In 2 weeks, we'll have data on the new interest rate. But again, as we all know perfectly well, we're not really interested in the data on the new interest rate. Most likely, it will remain at the same level. We're much more interested in what the Federal Reserve will do next. In other words, we're more interested in their future monetary policy. In terms of liquidation, the nearest magnet level is $60,760. We can see that the price is actively moving toward this level. But to be honest, I'm probably going to wait for $50,000 to $78,000, maybe even lower. Looking at the clusters, there aren't really any visible buy orders here. Continuing on, it's clear that there are initial buybacks during a sharp drop at $61,600. We can see there's a good volume here. There was a buy order. Looking specifically at the activity on the spot market, there was a significant $220 million purchase recorded on July 2nd. But when looking at the broader market trend overall, June closed with very large sales, $4 to $5 billion. So far, July has also started with sales. We don't see anything significant here. No demand. Ethereum has closed 2 months in a row with minus $500 million. There were sales, or maybe more, but nothing is visible yet. When we take a closer look at the current performance of the assets, both for the general assets and specifically for the UAZ indicators, we are currently positioned right around the critical threshold of the long-term 100-day simple moving average line and the shorter-term 50-day exponential moving average as well. We saw a reaction at the reaction point. That's a good sign. I think we might still reach this point. 8.97, and then we'll likely continue moving downward. So for now, I'm expecting a pullback to this level. That's why we might see a market correction now. Here, it will most likely drop to the 2.06 level. Of course, we might go even lower. Ideally, it would be best to close out the summer with moves toward one of the dollar centers. That would be ideal. Total most likely is around $640 billion. Ideally, it would be perfect to remove liquidity below $640 billion. So it would be good to close out the summer with moves into this zone. Now, as for Bitcoin itself, we see the 30th astronaut, the front rings. We talked about this, that we are not yet ready for growth. I think it would be good for it to go down to 57, 54, 48. That is, by the end of August, we should go into this zone, right here, into this zone. Buy all of this back, and only then start preparing for growth. So here I will be waiting for a sell-off right now. Ether's the same story. This is a sell. It was tested. And ideally, I'm waiting for a break below 1470. Even lower would be perfect. We worked well with the hype in longs, hit our targets, took profits, and did very well here with the forts. I haven't taken any yet. We've already reached the highs. I'm moving offshore. I haven't written about this. Why? Because sometimes it happens like yesterday. And what about this? Here, I took a very small position on the wick, but maybe I regret not writing about it. But the reason is that it was risky, although there was a clear stop loss. For now, I'll stay in this position. It will reach the target soon. I'm not even writing anymore whether it's worth entering now or not, because it's already too late to go short and too early to go long. So in this situation, you really just have to sit tight and wait for another perfect opportunity to come along. If anything else comes up, I'll take a look and write about it.